1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster.
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honey Bee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go 31 Days of Horror. Oops, all werewolves. Today, my brother Gabriel, the Texarkana folk rock punk, has come back to the show.
Howdy, y'all. Good to be back again.
If you've listened in previous years, you know that Gabriel does not like horror movies. So, I chose 100% Wolf, a 2020 Australian computer animated adventure fantasy comedy, according to Wikipedia, for Gabriel to watch. It is based on a book by Jane Lyons. It says novel. I believe it's a children's novel. It's not,
Right.
a big thing. It is directed by Alexis Staterman, written by Finn Edquist, and it is 96 minutes, and the box office was 8.1 million, but it does not tell me what the cost was.
Hard to know. I'm sure Jane Lynch was a pretty penny.
Yeah. Let's see. Our cast here is Eli Swindells as Freddie Lupin and Jera Wright-Smith as young Freddie Lupin. Samara Weaving as Batty. I don't remember now what it was, but I think I just did another movie with her in it. She's related to Hugo? Yeah.
Huh. I didn't even think of that.
Niece. She's his niece.
Okay.
And Harry Greenwood is her cousin. I have no idea who that is. But he has a Wikipedia page, so he must be doing something.
Right.
Jai Courtney as Flashheart Lupin. Rupert Degas as Hotspur Lupin. Jane Lynch as the Commander. Rhys Darby as Foxwell Crip. You know Rhys Darby.
Not personally.
No.
I mean, I believe I've seen him. I recognize the name. I can't think of what I've
Our
seen him in,
flag
though.
means death.
Oh, who's he playing
And
that?
Flight of the Conchords. He's the main guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like him. And that new season's about to start.
Yeah. Magda Suzbanski as Mrs. Mutton. Akmal Salah as Hamish. Lauren Gray as Sarah Harper. It says US as Sarah Harper. Australia as Twitchy. I don't know what that...
They might have revoiced it the way they had to revoice Mad
But it
Max.
sounds like she played one voice in one thing and a different one.
Or did they rename the character in the Australian?
Oh, maybe Sarah Harper. No, I'm sorry. I'm misreading it. Lauren Gray is Twitchy in the U.S. and Sarah Harper is Twitchy in Australia.
Okay.
Michael Borchier as Lord Hightail. Kate Hall as Lady Hightail. Adrienne Daff as Harriet. Liam Graham as Chariot. Alexis Stademan as Cerberus. Jenna Suffren as Dolph. James Marsh as Stu the Dog Catcher, Cam Ralph as Steve the Dog Catcher, and Jessica Window as Street Hawker Dog. There is a 26-episode TV spin-off series called
Really?
100% Wolf Legend of the Moonstone.
I did not know that.
I think
I
it's
did
on
see when looking
Prime.
at it today that there's a sequel film coming out.
Yes.
200% Wolf.
Yes. It's a stupid title.
It is any give it 110%. No, there's no such thing.
Yeah.
There's 100%. That's
Yeah.
how decimal.
Well, I guess
that's how percentages work. There's only 100. There's no more.
But you can increase something by 100% or more.
Sure. Yes,
So-
sales can skyrocket for
Yes.
100%. But
So
you can't personally give.
He can't be
110%.
more than 100%.
You can't do
Wolf.
it.
No.
You can only give your 100%. That's it.
Maybe he grew.
Right. Yeah, I don't
The
know.
mass of this wolf is
Well,
now...
I looked, and now he gets to be an actual wolf.
I guess.
I mean, it hasn't come out yet.
I don't know.
He gets to be an actual werewolf, and he gets to, and there's a fairy that, so, they're going, Yeah, I don't know that I'll be investing much time in 200%, but who knows?
I think the series is on Prime. The movie is on Hulu if you want to watch it, folks. So, Gabriel, what did you think of 100% Wolf?
By the time it was done, I was glad I had watched it. It was a
Okay.
nice little distraction from,
Mhm.
the cruel, daunting world in which we live. Initially, I was like, okay, we're watching Lion King.
Yeah, Hamlet.
Right. And then it became Lady and the Tramp
Yeah,
with the roles reversed.
yeah.
Even, with the jail cell and everything. Then it became 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
So, I kept being
Little
like,
bit
well,
of
what are
everything.
we doing here? But once it got, for a kid's cartoon, there was a lot of complexity of character compared to some.
Yeah.
I felt, well, okay. How much of a rant do you want me to go on here?
No, fill up the time.
The uncle being the bad guy, but then I knew the dad wasn't dead because we never saw the body.
Right.
If you don't see the body, folks,
Yeah.
they're not really dead.
Right.
Unless for whatever reason they're at a super PG level. But if there's not a funeral with a body, because they're like, oh, we're having a funeral, we can't find the body. Well, then he's not dead. He's still alive. But they had so much craziness going on that when he finally, goes down into the dark cave, I realized right away it was the father, but I'd kind of forgotten about the father character
Uh-huh.
and that he was going to be returning at some point, which was definitely on my mind in the beginning. I felt sorry for the ice cream man.
I love the ice cream man.
Because in his world,
Yeah.
he's doing the right thing.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
saw a werewolf kill.
Right.
In his mind, he saw it kill and eat a young
boy.
child.
Yeah, and he's just
And he's
He's a
just trying to
scrawny-
save more
he's a-
people and
he's a
more
sc-
kids.
yeah, he's a
He's not
scrawny-
a bad guy.
He's a scrawny little dude, and he thinks he sees this kid being attacked and tries to help as best he can. But
Right.
Yeah.
He's not the evil commander
no,
who's, we're going to take puppies and we're going to steal their skin for
Right,
coats.
right.
Cruella de Vil. Even though he is having bad ways of going about it, his intentions are good.
Yeah.
And I like that there was more of a lot of kids films don't necessarily have that.
yeah,
There's clearly good guys and there's
And he,
clearly bad guys and there's not a lot of
and
in
he ends up
between
being. I
area.
think he ends up becoming friends with them all at the end.
Yeah, he jumps in and helps them out. I guess he realizes.
Well, I think there was
I made
some
a mistake.
wrap up scene where we see him interacting in a friendly manner.
Yeah, well, so he'll probably be in 200%. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Why he couldn't figure out? Okay, there's werewolves in this town, and there's a predominant family with the last name Lupin. Those are your friggin' werewolves. They do that too many times in films.
Yeah, yeah.
That they're gonna name the characters, which I thought.
Well, if you're Dracula, all you got to do is spell your name backwards, and you're good. No one.
Right, sure, you're fine. Then.
Most people won't know. It's not until they already suspect you of being a vampire that they'll figure out to reverse it.
Alucard.
Alucard. Yeah.
That's it backwards.
There's more than one movie he does this.
So we had the
It's
lady.
weird because he never does it in the book, but there's more than one movie and TV show that he does that.
Or just Dr. Acula.
Yeah.
And maybe I missed it because it's been a couple weeks since I watched this. So I may be forgetting a moment that occurred. But the lady, the maid, who was super protective,
Yeah.
her name was something, Miss Mutton.
Yes.
Okay, she seemed to me that she was going to turn into, she was also going to be a dog.
A were-lamb.
Yeah, or a were some sort of were animal that wasn't a wolf.
No, she's like a Renfield.
Yeah, and I just expected to see that,
Right.
and I never did.
Right.
Which is okay. Maybe we'll get that in 200%.
Yeah.
Wolf riders out there.
Well, this seems to be a born a werewolf situation, not a get bitten by a werewolf situation.
Yes, this was definitely a bloodline, hereditary, more like the other film we're going to do later.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
Teen Wolf.
So I've identified 3 broad categories that most werewolf films fall into.
Okay.
If you've been listening along all month, folks, you know this already. Type 1 is some schmuck gets bitten by a werewolf.
That's
And
considered the most common.
has to, it's the wolf man.
Right.
And they have to deal with that. And they often, but not always, end up dead at the end.
The werewolf themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Though they might come back for a sequel.
Well, yeah, of course.
Second one is there's a werewolf among us. Like the party game. You gotta
Okay.
figure out, Got to figure out who the werewolf is. Sometimes there's a combination of those two things. And then the third one is the Secret Lives of Werewolves, which is what this movie is or starts out as, and then it goes off on a fish out of water tangent.
There's a lot of tangents in this film. It seemed like it was 4 or 5 different films together, which I kind of liked about it.
But I guess it's like you said, Lady and the Tramp. I was also thinking of like Benji. He's lost and trying to get home.
Oh, right. Well, because he's the spoiled rich. He's the lady.
Yeah.
And he comes along the tramp, even with the jail scene with the other dogs. Like it was, I expected them to break into a song. They even had the montage, the date montage.
It's surprising, actually,
wandering around town.
There wasn't really a song.
There wasn't any songs.
There may have been a song that played while they were doing their montage, but they don't. Sure. But not any.
Well, and at his party, wasn't there? There was the band that showed up.
Yeah. But it's not
which was like, okay, we also got a little bit of Hotel Transylvania aspects in there too.
Yeah, except they were all werewolves.
Right, but they still kind of had this big hotel house type thing, and they had the band and they had the party, and it was the birthday.
Yes, his big birthday.
Right, which is Hotel Transylvania.
Special year. Yeah, the first one.
And then there's he didn't turn into a monster, he turned into a poodle, which I guess is a little similar to Hotel Transylvania.
Did they ever explain
I did like
why?
By the end, he didn't. Did they explain why he
turned into a poodle?
I don't think so. Just luck of the draw, I guess. But I do like that.
Because they didn't mention that being a possibility until it happened.
No, they didn't. But they kind of implied his character arc of where he was going. Almost, definitely seemed like he wasn't going to be happy until he actually became a real werewolf and not a werepoodle.
Yeah.
And I liked that he never became the werewolf.
Right.
He stayed a werepoodle, and he learned to accept himself.
Right.
His friends learned to accept him.
Right.
And his parents learned to accept him.
So
I don't know if he's going to get banned soon for being he's got pink hair.
Being a metaphor?
It's an LGBTQ plus metaphor that's going to, ruin your kids. But I really like that aspect, that he learned to accept himself for what he was. Now, what got me, I was going to say ruffled feathers. I was trying to think of a dog.
Your hackles up?
Hackles.
Yeah, it's like getting your hair raised.
Yeah. Well, it gets my hair raised.
Your back up.
Yeah, it gets my paws in a sticker patch. In 200% Werewolf, apparently he's going to turn into a werewolf. And that just destroys... But that ruins the whole point of the first one. The whole point was that he accepted that he was a dog, that was good enough for him, because life doesn't give us what we always want. And kids should learn to accept that and be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
If we're trying to teach our kids anything with stories, which is what fables initially were.
Sure. No, I'm totally in you got to watch what lesson you're teaching in your kid's story. You got to actually pay attention to what you're saying.
Exactly. Because, I love a lot of things that Disney does, and a lot of it's complete trash.
We'll take a look at it when it comes out and see if they ruined it. Or
throw that on to next year's, do a special Patreon episode maybe?
Maybe. Folks, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/mmftg. And we are currently taking suggestions from patrons. Here's what happened. Gabe, you haven't heard this story yet. A friend of mine, Chris Armendaris. Hi, Chris. Been bugging me for years every Halloween to do Ghost Rider. I'm like, I'm not doing Ghost Rider. And then the other day I said, tell you what, Chris, you become a patron and we'll do a patron exclusive episode of both movies.
You got to give the fans what they want.
We'll do both two episodes for patrons of Ghost Rider and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. So
but is it really a Halloween movie?
No, it's
a superhero movie.
He's a ghost, or there's a spirit.
He's got a skull on fire.
Right. You can argue it's a horror movie, maybe. But anyway, he immediately joined the Patreon.
Right.
So we're doing it as soon as we can.
And this has the great Nicolas Cage in it, does it not?
It has Nicolas Cage in it.
Nicolas Cage is great.
Nicolas Cage is hit or miss.
Yes, but that's because he takes risks.
Anyway.
And he's willing to look like an idiot in a film. And he has not been as guarded and as careful as many actors would be in his position.
I've told
Raising Arizona, man. Raising Arizona.
Sure. I've told the rest of the patrons, if you want to suggest something, then we'll look at it. I'm not guaranteeing we'll do it.
Now, is there limitations that it still needs to be within?
No. I told them any genre. No, because it's for the patrons. It's not
Sure.
part of the 31 days of Halloween.
So somebody wants Princess Diaries.
We'll do Princess Diaries.
Okay.
When I said that we reserve the right to say no. For example, we are never ever doing Twilight unless we get 100 patrons.
How many patrons do you have currently?
5.
Okay, well,
That's including Chris.
you know, it takes
Right,
time to
right.
build.
If we hit 100 patrons, we'll do Twilight.
Now, are you just
Now,
doing the
if-
first Twilight, or are you willing?
We'll
You're
see.
committing to the
We'll
whole.
see. We'll see. Right now,
I say
without-
you do Twilight
without
1
consulting-
at 100, Twilight
right?
2 at
That's
200,
what I thought. They could be milestones.
Twilight 3 at, yeah.
Now, if we do get a
Now,
significant,
what does Hope think of this?
well, she was like, "God damn it."
Okay.
Well, no, I consulted with her about the Twilight part, but
Okay,
I'd already committed to the
To the Ghost Rider.
If we should happen to somehow get significantly more patrons, then we may have to switch to a nominate movies and vote on them. If we
Sure.
had 100 patrons and we took a suggestion from each one, that would
Right.
take us forever.
So I would say it's only the first 10.
Yeah.
5 more of you.
Yeah.
Get your Patreon in now, and
Yeah.
you can request a
Well,
film.
we'll
Because
take it-
when you get to 1,000
We'll take it
patrons,
as
you're
we go.
never gonna.
Right.
And it's no longer Monster Movie Fun Time Go. Now you're doing
Right. Yeah.
Citizen Kane.
Right. Anyway, that's a side tangent about our Patreon. Consider becoming a patron, won't you?
And how much is a patron membership?
There's 2 tiers.
2 tiers.
$3, and then there's a merchandise tier, $25.
Okay. But for a cup of coffee, they can help support.
Yeah. The way the merchandise
A cup of
one
coffee
works-
a month, they
Yeah.
can help support.
the way the
Monster Movie
merch
Fun
one
Time Go.
works is like every 3 months for the first year, you get some piece of merchandise with our logo on it,
Nice.
and Patreon deals with all of that.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
had to upload the logo,
Right.
so you're gonna want to bump back. It's only for the first year, so you'll want to bump back down to the $3 after that first year.
Well, why don't you just come up with more merch for the second year?
Well, no, that's just how it's structured. That's how
Okay.
it works.
What if they
That's
canceled
how it's
and then bought a new membership?
That's how it's. I mean, they get the same stuff.
Gotcha.
That's just how Patreon does it.
Right.
So anyway, there's that. So I enjoyed the movie. It was harmless.
Yeah, it was good fun.
It was fun.
You know,
Everybody did a good job. Because my favorite part was the ice cream man.
yeah, he was good. He was a good character.
He went nuts. What did he have? Silver ball bearings he was shooting, or silver
Right.
gas, or he went all out on his ice cream man's budget.
Yeah,
Of hunting.
I don't know how he afforded this museum that
Right.
nobody went to,
Right.
and his lasers selling ice cream.
Yeah, so
But-
that the thing is, if he were selling all kinds of werewolf merchandise, that would have explained it. But
well, he had the Werewolf Museum.
yeah, but no one was there.
Right.
If we saw that it was really popular and he was selling all kinds of T-shirts and stuff,
Sure.
that makes sense.
Well, I loved, having Jane Lynch not even come in till the second half of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like essentially there was 3 bad guys or villains. There was the uncle, there was the ice cream man, though he's a sympathetic villain, an anti-hero maybe.
Right.
And then there was the commander.
Right.
And we don't even see the commander
I would
until
say-
like halfway through the film.
I would say the ice cream man is an antagonist,
Okay.
but not a villain.
Sure.
He has different goals that are in conflict, but he's not a bad person.
Right. But the uncle's clearly fine
Yeah,
with
he's Claudius.
Yeah.
He's a dick.
and the commander definitely wants them all dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't even see her until the second half of the film. Or even know that she exists or any real mention.
Mm-hmm.
They've talked about the dog catchers, but we don't know what happens when they catch the dogs.
Right.
I
thought
but
they-
in the beginning, what the werewolves are superheroes that save
Yes.
people?
Yes, these are hero werewolves.
Right. So, I mean, yes, I did like the film, but if we're going to analyze it, why then do they have to be a secret?
Well,
And they run around everywhere.
superheroes are
They're
all-
huge.
Regular superheroes are secret.
But even their existence, because
Right.
the ice cream guy, people are like, werewolves don't exist. You're crazy.
Yeah.
If they're running around constantly, every full moon, going out and saving humans
Yeah.
from whatever disasters, people would know about them. There would
Yeah.
be lore, there would be stories, and they wouldn't
every
have
month-
to hide.
Every month you'd have reports of people being saved from
You'd have
burning
reports,
buildings.
and people would love them. They
Right.
would leave out snacks for it would be like Santa, you know.
Yeah.
You would, on the full moon, people would leave out steaks for the wolves, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be we still kind of have to live in secret and
I mean,
hide because the world's going to hate us.
but it's
The world loves you. You save people every night.
But I think it's a problem with any supernatural movie that if these things were definitely real and exist in the real world,
Mhm.
then everybody would know it.
Well, especially in today's day and age.
Yeah.
Because of cameras and technology.
Yeah.
You know, if it's based in the 1800s, well, no. 'cause-
There's plenty of things that are not real that a lot of people believe in anyway and think are real, even though they have no evidence for them.
Well, I mean, you know that.
If there were,
Flat, right?
if there were actual real things, then they would have been. Yeah, we'd know about it. If werewolfism were a problem, then doctors would be studying it
Right.
because it would have come.
And there
it
would be a
come
lot
up-
more.
It would come up all the time.
Hey, we found this person slashed to death by what looks like a wolf, but somehow they got in the front door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or vampires.
Yes.
Or,
You're right, that stuff. If ghosts were real, they'd be freaking everywhere.
well, they are everywhere.
No, they're not.
You just
They're
can't
nowhere.
catch them with a
There's
video
no-
camera. Ghosts are real.
Or you can't catch them in any way whatsoever because they're not real. No, I'm saying you wouldn't be able to take a step without stepping on a ghost.
No, because not all spirits get left behind in the ghost world.
No spirits
Some go
get
to
left
heaven or
behind.
hell.
No spirits,
Some get stuck in the limbo land of haunting.
no spirits get left behind.
Wow.
No spirits left behind. Come on, you ghosts. Everyone's go where they belong. You demonstrate that spirits even exist, and then we can discuss whether or not they get left behind.
Aliens and ghosts, man.
Nope.
Aliens and ghosts.
Nope. No werewolves either.
Werewolves, I'm with you on. Aliens, I'm not. But,
They just haven't come.
so, huh?
The aliens have not come here. They're
They came here. Look. Oh,
no.
God.
It's
This
too
is a whole
far-
different
it's
podcast. This is a
too-
whole different
space is
podcast.
too big.
No,
It's
black
too
holes.
big.
No.
Nothing can get out of a black hole.
We used to think people
Nothing
used to say,
can
well,
get
humans
out
will
of
never
a
even
black
fly.
hole. That's why no, it's inherently different.
And wormholes. Did I say black hole?
Yes.
No, it was beyond our comprehension that we could ever really fly.
No.
Yes, it was.
No, because we knew that flight itself was possible.
Did we? We knew the birds could fly.
Exactly. That's
But
what
there
I'm
was no way
saying.
that we could.
The idea that a thing can fly.
Meteors
we
can
knew.
travel this
we
far.
Knew. We
Asteroids can travel this far.
knew. You don't know that.
What do you mean
You
asteroids
don't,
can?
you don't know that any have gotten here from another solar system.
Yes, that last one. That
And
last
how
big
long
one.
did it take to get here?
Well, that's not the point. It doesn't have an engine attached to it.
Exactly. It's not alive.
No, but it can still
It
travel.
doesn't have to sustain life.
So it's not the distance, it's the time.
It,
And just because we can't comprehend that time yet doesn't mean that it can't.
it's too far apart.
No, it's
too
not.
far apart.
No.
Just because some random rock made it here, taking billions of years to get
Yeah.
here.
No,
Anyway,
it will happen one
We're
day.
ra-
The wow
this-
signal. The wow signal.
No. Plus, there's a good chance that they destroyed themselves before they got to the point where they could get here.
But they exist. The universe is too big for them not to.
I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm saying they haven't been here
Well,
because it's too big.
I think they have.
Distances are too great.
All the ancient things that are built
No,
way too
that's-
precisely
no,
for
that's
humans
just
to be
the-
able to
no,
do.
that- no.
They were here, they passed
No,
through,
no,
and then
no,
they're
no.
gone.
Now you're just being an anti-human bigot.
No, I'm not
Our
being
an-
anti-human.
yes, you are. You're
No.
saying our ancestors were too dumb to do that, and it's not true. It is not true.
200-ton
Yes.
but
Yes.
stones being
Yes.
moved in stacks.
Yes.
Yes, I think they were not intelligent
no,
enough to do it.
No, you can do a lot with simple machines. Levers, inclined planes,
Sure.
and wheels.
You can do a lot.
You can
I
build
agree.
a fucking pyramid.
No.
Our ancestors built that stuff.
No, I don't think they did.
They
I think they
did.
built it with the help of...
They did, and we know exactly how they did it.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No one has proved how that
Wait.
we have. A ramp that's 3 miles
Those-
long did not
There are
happen.
multiple ways it's been demonstrated how they could have done it. We don't need to know exactly how they did it.
And the precise
to know-
precision of
don't-
some of those
you don't know.
stones down in the South American temples.
Yeah.
That you couldn't even fit a
Yeah.
piece of paper through. No, we were not capable
It's
of
not.
that.
It's not that hard to smush a couple of rocks.
We were
together.
capable because the aliens helped us.
No.
That's how we were capable.
See, you'd rather believe the completely unsubstantiated claim that
Look
life
at their
forms
artwork. All of their artworks and all their religions say a great teacher of God came down.
Absolutely no.
What's more believable, God or aliens? Aliens.
I'm not
Another
arguing for
species
God.
or
No, I'm not arguing for God or aliens. I'm arguing that humans are clever and can do all kinds of amazing shit.
sure. Then
And
why
we
did they
know-
say that a God,
And the thing is, we know
a God form of some
we-
kind came down and taught
we
them?
know for a fact that humans exist
Mhm.
and that they build things.
Correct.
We don't know that there are any gods or aliens.
Mhm.
So you're making an assumption that is not required.
So, but then you're assuming that they're stupid
Because-
because they believed in this God that came down and taught them
No,
that.
no, I'm
They're
not saying-
misguided. What are they then? If they believe in some God that came down and
I'm
taught
not
them
judging.
this.
I'm not making judgments about their beliefs. I'm just saying that they were capable of building cool shit.
Yeah, I don't.
And they will
I don't-
put and they'll
I
put a lot of
disagree.
and because of their beliefs, they will put a lot of effort into shit. We might think those beliefs are stupid and it was a waste of time to put all that effort into that shit, but they'll do it. Humans will go to extreme lengths for whatever their
But when they
beliefs.
have artwork and tales that show some higher being coming down and giving them this knowledge that they acknowledge that they don't know how to do until some other entity came and gave it to them.
That's not actual.
They're liars. They
that's
made
not-
this up, or did something
They're
really
repeating.
happen?
They're repeating stories. We don't know. I can't judge.
See,
that.
that's what I'm saying.
But that's not.
So then I have every right to believe.
you have
There's
no evidence.
you do. We do have evidence. We have their artwork and we have their stories.
You don't know.
Artwork is evidence. They didn't have cameras back then. They had artwork and they made their artwork. And it said some greater being, more intelligent, more powerful than us, came down and showed us how to do this.
So did Odin give us the alphabet?
Aliens. And they thought it was Odin. Or Odin did. I don't know.
Anyway, what are you going to rate?
What am I going to rate?
We're using
100%
a moon,
wolf?
We're using a moon rating.
Oh, how many moons?
No.
Or how many howls?
Phases.
How many phases of the moon? That's
new,
clever.
New moon, quarter, half, 3/4, or full. What are you going to rate?
As a
100%
fun
wolf.
thing to show your kids on the weekends,
Uh-huh.
you know, and kill a couple hours so you can have a snack or take a nap, I give it a full moon.
Uh-huh.
As a cinematic quality masterpiece, 3/4?
No, it's just how you felt about it. Hated it, didn't like it, it was okay, liked it or loved it.
Liked it a lot.
Okay. So 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, I might even watch it
3/4.
again at some point. I would say 4/5.
Nearly full.
Yeah, nearly
Not
full.
quite. Okay. I'm giving it a half.
Okay.
It was okay. It was okay.
Yeah. Would have been better if they had some aliens in it.
Moon people, maybe.
So what's our next episode? We're going to be doing Teen Wolf and then Teen Wolf 2?
Yeah. Yeah. Which, when I chose them, were on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it appears they're not. Though I haven't checked lately. Maybe they put them back on there.
I thought I
for-
watched it on Plex because you had a copy. You printed out a copy.
I'm talking about where our viewers can watch it.
Oh, yeah,
Our
that I don't know.
listeners, where our listeners can watch it. I was trying to pick things that were easily available, that you didn't have to pay to rent.
Sure, yeah, of course.
So when I chose this, it was on HBO. Check, see if they put it back on HBO. But it wasn't the last time I looked.
Okay.
Things come and go.
Right.
Both of them were on there.
I'm sure if you go to your local DVD, VHS library
Rental
or
store?
store, yeah, if there's any left in your town that you're in,
Okay.
the big cities have them still.
Check your library.
Yeah, check your library or your, I love video, I heart video, and
Folks, do you believe in aliens or ghosts? Send us a message. Go to our website, mmftg.com.
What's the percentage on that?
I have no fucking idea.
I'm betting a lot more than I bet the majority of people believe in aliens on this planet, and the majority believe in ghosts. Not that the majority makes it right,
No, absolutely not.
but there's something inherent. Look at the what they call it, uncanny valley.
Uh-huh.
Why were we taught to fear things that almost look human-like?
We're not taught to. It's a reaction.
Right, in our minds. We're
Because it creeps you out.
right.
Because
Taught's
you be-
not the right word.
because
why,
you-
why has this been passed on from generation to generation to generation to
Well,
generation?
this is a relatively
Centuries.
New thing. No, Uncanny Valley is a relatively new thing.
No, what are you talking about?
Because it's only relatively recently with CGI and things like that we get these representations. Just looking at a photorealistic painting doesn't creep you out like that.
Mm-hmm.
The same way that a robot or a CGI person creeps you out. The idea of the Uncanny Valley is that if you make a robot look a little bit like a human, we feel friendlier towards it. But as it becomes more and more human looking, we begin to feel more uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can start, rather than you take a robot and you paint a smiley face on it. Hey, it's a friendly robot. But when it starts looking almost human, but not quite,
Mm-hmm.
then that little bit of difference kind of creeps people out.
And you don't
Not
think there's
everybody.
something
It's
genetically
not-
that goes back?
It's not absolutely universal. Well, yeah, sure, because we notice something uncanny,
Mm-hmm.
unnatural. We're identifying something unnatural about it. Which, if it's just a garbage can with a smiley face painted on it, well, that's not inherently unnatural.
Right.
We see faces in trees and clouds and things, and they don't freak us out. But they're just that unnaturalness creeps most people out. Not everybody. It's not universal. Some people are into that. What are you gonna do?
Well, different strokes for different folks.
Anyway, folks, be back with us next time for another movie. I don't know if we'll follow this immediately with Teen Wolf or if we'll space them out. But Gabriel will be back for Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. And we'll have other guests throughout the month. And Honeybee will be back too. And then we'll have a couple of very special guests for our finale. Thank you for joining me,
As always,
my brother.
It's a treat.
Until next time, I have been Precious D. Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements. Please don't misuse science. And we will not see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review us on your podcasting platform of choice. Our theme song is by the Texicano Folk Rock Punk featuring Lita Lopez. You can support the show, find links to our social media, and even leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/MMFTG.